Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today. Hi, welcome to this 2021 Health and Wellness series. Well, nearly each one of us would have made a New Year resolution to set a goal to get physically fit this year. Well, it's middle of the month. It's middle of the first month. So how are you doing on it? If you're like me and perhaps so many of us, we all make a great start and within a few weeks, the schedule and life catches up and things go back to the same old way. So in our conversation today, my goal is to encourage you and I together to do some very realistic thinking on our wellness so that we can make deep lifestyle changes rather than just hit the gym for a few weeks or stick to a diet for 15 days. You see, getting to a better level of wellness or specifically physical fitness takes more than just eating less and exercise more. We all know this. Yet statistics show that the majority of us live sedentary lives or have schedules in which physical activity is absolutely bare minimum. And needless to state that this COVID year has not been helpful at all. It has aggravated the problem even further. So for those of us who are couch potatoes or have really not focused on physical fitness, there's more to fitness than just going to the gym and doing your own thing or desperately trying to keep up in a group fitness class. Making fitness and wellness a part of your lifestyle means that you need to adopt and adapt health-related behavior changes that work for you. They work for your lifestyle, your personal needs, goals, and interests. It should be fun for you and not a drag. And it should certainly not leave you sore or so tired that you cannot do anything else for the next 3 days. In addition to physical activity, managing nutrition is critical. And this does not mean going on a crash diet or any fat diet or anything that promises you that you will lose weight in 2 weeks. Most of these promises are gimmicks or give you a very short-term gain which is lost very quickly because it's not part of your lifestyle. Therefore, a sustained journey towards fitness and wellness must focus on health-related behavior changes that you are in charge of because they work for you. And to support you to do this, you may work with a health coach or a trainer because she or he will teach you and guide you through the process, but you must be in the driver's seat for it to be successful in the long term. You see, when it comes to health, each person has an expert opinion and advice to share for you and to share with you. That uncle whose stomach is popping at the seams of his shirt will tell you loudly that eating non-veg is essential and very critical for good health. And that auntie will tell you about this Sattvic diet that her friend is following and has lost 10 kilos in 2 weeks. But the auntie herself is unable to lift herself off the sofa. And of course, then there's that young something who disdainfully looks at the oldies because her secret is keto. Then you will have folks telling you to walk or gym or do yoga or sign up for a marathon or just do deep breathing to lose weight or do CrossFit or Zumba. So everyone is an expert on your health. And you know that while their intentions are good, they are of little help to you because what you need, what will work for you and some of the challenges and issues that you're struggling with are unique only to you, and therefore only you can figure out an equilibrium that will work for you. So how do we start this? So before going to a gym or running for a 10K tomorrow morning, or starting a secret diet, let's really start with some thinking about health. Absolutely. First start with thinking. So according to the health belief model, what we think about illness and what we feel about the impact that illness has on us, this influences what we do and the decisions we make about changing or not changing our health-related behavior. If you believe that lifestyle diseases such as cardiovascular disease or type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure or cholesterol or obesity will not affect you personally, or that these issues are really not that serious because one can just take some medicines and things are fine, or that they happen only to older people and you are just 30 something, or you may think there's not enough time to change now, but next year when the pressure is not so much at work, well, if you are somewhere here, then it's going to be very difficult for you to make any change. Or even if you start something, it will be hard for you to sustain beyond a very short time. So let's start thinking about the threats to your health. What do you feel about how likely you are to develop one of these conditions that I just spoke about? And if you feel it won't happen to you, then you might be in for a bit of surprise. If you're essentially sedentary because of your work or have very limited physical activity through the day or week, and if you have a tummy that you can pinch and it's more than an inch, then you're at risk already. And add to this, if you're smoking and drinking and have a family history of such illness, then you are at very high risk. And the irony is that you know this. This is not secret knowledge, nor is it rocket science, but the tragedy is you feel that it won't happen to you, that illness or the impact of that illness somehow is going to pass you by. And this is the illusion or delusion that most of us hold on to. So the next question that can keep us locked in is that most of this stuff is really not that serious. Take a couple of pills and I'll be fine. Well, such thinking is gold for the pharma industry. And yes, there are short-term fixes that you can take, but the long-term impact catches up very, very quickly. So the two issues that you really need to think about first are the threats to your health in terms of what is your perceived susceptibility to illness and what is the perceived seriousness of such illness. So what do you think about your susceptibility to illness and what do you think about the seriousness of such illnesses? It's worth your time to have some clear research-informed data to help you answer these questions for yourself. If you feel there is a possibility that you are susceptible to these issues and that they can have a serious impact on your life, then only you are ready to move to exploring the benefits and barriers to make a positive change. So the next two questions that you need to think about are: what are the benefits you see for yourself in making certain health-related changes? And what are some barriers that are likely to come up as you implement these changes? And what are the barriers? So, for example, you may see the benefits of losing some weight, but you may believe your long hours in the office, junk food that you eat, and the soda that you consume are difficult to give up. And of course, your fondness for sweets. Well, in this case, the barriers to change are much higher than the benefits to you, and you are not likely to start nor stick with a change. Most times, it is a lack of information or faulty beliefs that keep us locked into unhealthy thinking and behavior patterns. For example, I just cannot find healthy eating options. This is a faulty belief for someone who has not looked for or explored healthy eating options. Therefore, the initial stages of change must focus on correcting misperceptions with accurate research-based information. So the two questions you need to ask yourself and get clarity on: what will be the benefits to me of making this change, and what are the barriers that are likely to come up, and how do I deal with them in ways that work for me? Therefore, to summarize our conversation today, if you are keen on exploring lifestyle changes that will move you towards health and fitness, you need to grapple with and answer 4 questions for yourself. The answers to these questions will determine if you're ready to embark on this journey. And the 4 questions are: how susceptible am I to these lifestyle illnesses? Number 2, how serious are these illnesses to my health and my family's well-being? Number 3, what are the benefits to me and my family if I incorporate health-based choices and behaviors in my life? And number 4, what are the barriers that are likely to come up and how will I deal with them? So take time this week to really think and write down your answers to these questions. And even better, have a conversation with your spouse or partner on it. Now, in my own fitness journey, one of the things that I've struggled with is being alone through this journey, through making decisions, not having someone I could talk to. Most of my friends have been on the opposite end, trying to say, hey, why don't you eat this? Yeah, don't worry, just today, you have this today, it'll be okay. But a great way to underwrite your fitness success is to be part of a group of like-minded fellow travelers who have the same destination. So I'm putting together a cohort of people who'd like to spend the next 3 months getting traction on their fitness. And if you'd like to be part of this supportive group where all of us are going to help each other stay on track, share success, work answers through barriers, share some information, then email me for details. I'll send you so that we can support each other. And I'm planning to start this group in the first week of Feb. So the goal of our group is not to give you specific diet plans or workout plans, though we will help you figure out something that you can work with, but we want to empower each other to make regular physical activity and healthy nutrition a lifelong habit. So we're looking forward to having you with us in this cohort. Good luck. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.